live because I got the notification on Twitter.
And now we got it on the screen.
Now it says it popped up. See, now we're live. You know, Michael's always distracting me, people. But welcome back to another edition of Backstop Banter. As you can tell, we're back, baby. Hosting Anthony. Michael, how we doing?
Doing great. It's been a fun day. Work was wonderful. Actually, work sucked. It was very busy. Got a lot done, which is good. Actually got to talk. Brett, better not say that on live because it was OSHA unapproved. But anyways, came home, cooked on the griddle, made some cheeseburgers. Looked really good.
Oh, that's what I had.
Very nice. Oh, yeah? On the griddle? I didn't make it for you.
I don't have a griddle.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what a griddle technically is, actually.
You don't know what a griddle is?
I have a grill.
Okay, it's a grill, but it's all flat, one solid piece of metal.
All right, yeah, all right.
Okay.
I think we might have one, maybe. I don't know.
My goodness, dude. Anyways, so after that, cleaned up around the yard a little bit, did some yard work, and then my neighbor, who is my brother-in-law, is mowing grass, yells over to me, and I hear him as I'm doing some stuff out there, and he says, "Bring a shotgun." So, hey, Clayton's here. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Clayton? Okay. Now I need you to continue with this story because now I'm confused.
With a shotgun.
Yeah,
you know,
a little
I knew this would be my way of saying that I'm a hillbilly, but so I run into the house, grab my, I'm going to say 16 gauge, but I know you don't know what that means.
Not a clue.
And hopped in my truck, drove down the road, went the back way through the grass, and then all of a sudden I hear a big bang. And of course he had went ahead and got his gun before I could make it there. He killed a copperhead. You know, while mowing grass, just had to take care of some snakes. Do you know what a copperhead is?
I do. It's a snake.
Hey, guy.
Well, Jesus. You're killing me here.
I'm trying. But anyways, how are you doing, Anthony / Connie?
Listen, you know, had a day off today.
It really kills me that you put Anthony because I call you Connie, right? That's
what
you
my
like.
Name on here?
Yes, you're Connie.
Listen, but see, here's the thing. It's weird for me. Like, you don't like. I find it very weird to introduce yourself as a nickname that other people gave you.
I mean,
like
when
I meet new people, I say, "Hi, my name's Anthony. Like, how are you?" And then like my friends will be like, "Nah, everybody calls him Connie." Or sometimes I'll say it if I'm, in that type of.
Because most people say, "Hey, my name is Anthony, but you can call me Connie." I mean,
no, that's what I do sometimes, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little weird, so I just never do it. Like, we really couldn't tell. We really couldn't tell where you're from. Your voice was a mystery.
I appreciate that, Clayton.
Yeah.
I don't think Clayton likes me too much, but you know what? He's
here. I don't either,
it's
but
all
I
good.
would do the show with you, so,
Who else would you do the show with? Let's be honest.
Listen, I could find somebody. Awesome trade day for you and I, Connie. You know what, Matt? You are absolutely correct. And we're going to get into all of that. But,
yes, we are.
I'm seeing a nice little guest has joined us, but the screen is still white, so I don't want to add the man yet, Michael.
Okay. That's the same on my end too.
So I'm not going to add him yet, but we got a nice little guest for the show. Actually, a couple guests for the show. But the trade
I am excited about.
I'm sure you are. Oh, look at this.
That's my big brother.
Oh, come on, Michael. I had the comment up. You messed it up.
It was my brother, so I wanted to bring it up there. So go ahead.
Can you guys see my comments on here? You're absolutely right.
Yes, Mark. We definitely can. Welcome.
How are you doing, Mark? Oh, look at this. See, and Mike, I do like you. If I didn't like you, I'd ignore you, to be honest. See? That's how Clayton likes me, too.
Clayton, speaking of which, I keep trying to message. See, already horrible speaking. Josh, and he never responds to me. I don't know. I don't think he really likes me.
Oh, now we have two of our special guests, but now this one actually has a face to the name.
He's a little bit uglier.
What is going on there,
guys?
Perry?
How we doing today, Mr. Perry?
How we doing today, boys? I'm doing well. I'm by the beach. You can see me. I got the trees behind me. Sunset's beautiful. Am I all clear on your guys' end?
Well,
you're a little laggy, but you're good.
I can hear the voice, but the picture's a little laggy, but it's okay.
What he really means is the pictures.
Perry, you're not much of a looker anyway, so it's fine.
I mean, if you're really still, it almost look like you're Captain Morgan a little bit, so it's great. Great advertisement there.
I'm glad. I got the new beard rocking now. It's a little.
I know. I can tell. It's from the front. It's like straight goatee. You look like you're trying to be me, but it's understand. I give you a pass.
I still got it. I got to mix a little. I got to mix a little Michael in with a little Anthony. I got to come on a little both of you guys today.
See?
You have more than 5 hairs. You're more than Anthony. So
Yeah,
let's just be honest.
What are you talking about? You see this?
You have a horseshoe. That's it. You have a horseshoe.
It's beautiful.
It's not even
Michael,
connected.
Stop trying to be James Harden, okay?
You know what? Hey, fear the beard. Perry, let's just go ahead and ask you real quick. What do you think about the Dodgers right now?
I am on cloud 10. If there was another cloud above 9, that's where I am now. The mixture of the Lakers making a move today on top of the Dodgers making a move at once is the equivalent to an orgasm during sex. It was phenomenal. I can't explain it. Scherzer, Trae Young at once, Russell Westbrook at once. I just feel bad for people that don't breed championships in a certain area like myself. So in Los Angeles, I'm blessed to be a part of a city that believes in being aggressive and rocking the boat constantly and refusing to be mediocre. So I am ecstatic. Couldn't be happier.
You know, I wouldn't know what it's like to be mediocre anyway, you know.
As Connie says that, Perry, we all know that the Yankees were mediocre this year, especially through playing the games. False. The only reason they made the trades that they made was to actually try to save the season. You agree?
Oh.
I think the Yankees look nasty on paper. I'll keep it real. I hate it because I'm not a huge Yankee guy myself, but those moves were colossal.
Oh yeah, definitely. And again, this call me here were. I mean, they have to prove that they're actually good, but just bear with us for the time being.
All I'm saying is you've now split up all the right-handed bats with some lefty bats, and we're good now. Joey Gallo is going to accidentally hit a few home runs. He's going to hit pop flies that are outs in other stadiums.
I'm so excited for you, Anthony.
Oh, listen, all I'm saying is I'm going to a nice Yankee game on the 8th. I'm going to a Yankee game on the 21st. So your boy's excited. Made some deals. I don't think we're done yet either. Because, you know, let me tell you, Cashman, for all the slack he gets, just, you know, to get Gallo, didn't trade anybody in the top 15 of prospects. To get Rizzo, traded like 9 and 11 or something like that. But the Cubs are also paying all of the salary. So the Yankees still added these players and didn't go over the luxury tax. So they are not penalized for going over that. So now they can make another move as well. Trevor Story is still out there. I know he is in the lineup right now for the Rockies. We're going to keep a close eye on that just in case any, you know, late night shenanigans decides to come through on our end. But you got to watch out for that. Barrios is still out there. Yankees have been linked to him. I mean, I think about every other team in the majors has been linked to him, but he's still out there. And listen, some of the big dominoes haven't fallen yet, like Chris Bryant. So, hey, we are we're in for it.
Kimbrel is still available. I mean, Baez. I mean, the Cubs have finally started making a little bit of noise with Rizzo. But that whole situation, and I've been giving Garrett and some Cubs fans a hard time, especially on Twitter, and I knew you love that. But I have to say, and Perry, he's in LA outside right now. He's actually taking time off of his busy schedule to join us, so he'd probably be coming in and out on that because he's not on Wi-Fi. But I really think, well, I had to attack the Cubs fans just a tad bit on Twitter, just for the fact that what Baez did. Granted, I totally support what he did. I actually think it was good. I thought it was hilarious that he rolled the boat backwards, but he was walking forwards. But anyways, that's beside the point. The Garrett and Baez love-hate relationship they have going on here, it was fitting. It was just perfect for that. So I'm fine with that. I think Baez actually has made himself a spot to stay with the Cubs now. So that's why I think Rizzo might have left, because everyone just fell in love, if you're a Cubs fan, with Baez. And I think that was almost a passing of the torch for this new team. But I'm just glad the Reds did this. I'm on fire because of what happened. I'm pumped. We lost that game in the 9th to Garrett, who blows everything. Easy, Connie. And took three straight games there. So I think it was really great for us. Good momentum. Joey freaking Votto, he's hit 8 home runs in the last 6 games. 6 consecutive games he's hit, which is a franchise record for us. So dude has turned back the clock and put on some muscles with it. I'm excited about what's going to go on with him. also went ahead and put him. Oh, Yankees! You think Votto's going to go to the Yankees?
What? Where'd you say? Who said that?
What'd you say? Confirmed.
I said PEDs confirmed.
Oh, I heard the E's. I guess is what I heard. Whew. But I'm so glad, Mr. Lawson.
My two favorite people.
Oh, Josh! Yay, Josh! I was just talking about how much you hated me.
Look, Josh is in here. Yeah, Clayton. See, the whole game's here. What a show we have going on right now. But I just saw oh, look at this. Even more. Michael, is this your boy too?
Yeah, he's one of my boys from here. He's actually talking about opening up a card store here, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, see. Oh, now we got my boy, golf boy. Yeah, Tyrell, you're not wrong. I need
Connie, I have to tell you this.
I broke my driver.
About it too.
I broke my driver, by the way. So I have not Big Mike's my eye. I mean, everybody's getting love today. It's just unbelievable what we're doing here.
Well, Josh was talking about the end game on our last episode, or your all's episode, that the end game is my beard. So, I mean, I've been using some oil, and it's helped out a lot.
Oil? Yeah, love the oil.
No. Okay, guys. Is Perry back with us?
I don't think so, but we have our listen, we're good. We are A-okay. Yeah. Michael, I'm going to introduce our boy right here. Hayden, what is going on, my friend? How are we doing?
What's going on, guys? Doing well.
Appreciate you joining the show. We're going to attempt to have Perry in here. The connection's a little rough right now, but hey, it's okay.
There he is.
There we go.
There he is.
Now, of course, for the guys watching right now, go ahead, Perry. If you want to go ahead and give some background here for Hayden, for our viewers, because I know you guys know each other quite a bit.
I'm so sorry, Hayden.
Oh, good.
Sure. Hayden is practically family for me. We've grown up since we were like 6 or something. So, I've seen this kid grow up. I've seen him now amass to things I could have never imagined in baseball. So it's wild to watch, but it's great to see all the hard work he puts in validated. So, yeah, he's one of my best friends, but he's, really forging his own path with hopefully the MLB coming up soon. I know he's in the Reds organization. I know he'll be able to talk a little bit more on his journey and how he was able to land there. But it's been, a lot of years that I've seen him battle. And so it's such a blessing to see him and have this conversation with the two of you guys, be able to highlight his journey a little bit more in depth. So, yeah, it's one of my best buds right here, Hayden, and nobody deserves success the way that Hayden deserves it. So couldn't be happier.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Yes, sir. We're here to highlight the journey. And Hayden, I don't think anybody can introduce it better than yourself. So give the people a little bit of a background of how everything came about. Obviously, with the Reddit situation, and obviously how you got to where you are. It's a crazy movie-like story. Wow. So if you want to, give your background, the whole journey, go at it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. So I guess I can start. I've been playing baseball since T-ball, pretty much, 5, 6 years old. So a long time now, almost 20 years. Me and Perry were on the same T-ball team, actually. Shout out to Sunrise Tampa Bay Rays.
Don't lie to me right now. Perry struck out in T-ball, didn't he?
Guarantee Perry.
Once or twice. Yeah. But, it's been, a passion of mine my whole life. Fast forward through high school. I was never the biggest kid on the team, but, I played middle infield. I had a good glove. Didn't get great playing time my junior year. So I went to my coach and I said, hey, let me try pitching, because I thought that would be my best shot to play. So that's when I really started focusing on pitching. I was the closer for our team our senior year, and that went well. I pitched well. I had a lot of fun pitching. Again, not the biggest guy, so I didn't really get recruited at all. I got accepted to go to San Diego State academically, and I was put in touch with the coaches over there. So when I got down there, I was supposed to meet a coach who actually a week before I got there had left to go to a different school. So I was kind of left in the dark for the walk-on tryouts. I went to the tryouts, threw a great bullpen, but they told me, hey, look, we don't have room. We got too many guys, stuff like that. So essentially, I went back to the walk-on tryouts all 4 years at SDSU. Didn't make the team. I stayed in shape. I played club ultimate frisbee at SDSU, which was a great sport to play and learn, and that was awesome. And then in the summers, I would come back home to LA and pitch in like collegiate wood bat leagues with my buddies that were playing college ball. So I was still getting some experience in the summers pitching against, some pretty good talent in the area. So my senior year, after I didn't make the team again, around January time, I had heard about something called dual enrollment, where you can attend a 4-year university as well as a local junior college. And so I started calling junior colleges in the area. The first college I called, I literally just put in my address and I started calling the closest schools to my house. I had no, idea of what school was the best baseball school, any of that. I just started calling. The first school I called, the coach called, I just pretty much said, hey, what's up? My name's Hayden. I'm a senior at SDSU, but I just want to pitch for you guys. Like, can we make that work? And he shut me down pretty quick, said, oh, our roster's full. And so I said, okay, fine. I called the next school. It was Grossmont College in San Diego, about 10 minutes from my house, by SDSU. I said the same thing to him, Coach Abshire, and he said, hey, yeah, come out tomorrow during practice and we'll have you come and throw a bullpen. So I did that. I went out, and right after the bullpen finished, he said, oh, yeah, you're on the team. So I started my collegiate career at Grossmont Junior College, and started out as a reliever. About halfway through the year, I got offered a spot start, and I threw a complete game shutout with 16 strikeouts.
Wow.
And that kind of,
Casual,
and that kind of put me on the map a little bit, at least in the Southern California area. I stuck with the starting job throughout the rest of the year. We had a great team, and we ended up winning the state championship for junior colleges in California, which was awesome. I pitched well in the semi-final game. I threw a shutout there. A lot of colleges were there, and so I got some calls from some pretty big schools after the season ended. Except the funny thing is, they thought that I was a sophomore in junior college, whereas I was actually a senior at SDSU, about to get my degree. So I had to turn down a few schools, and some schools did offer me some graduate programs, and I ended up deciding to go with Cal State Northridge, which is, my home. Cal State College is about 20 minutes from where I grew up. They offered me a full scholarship to go there, pitch for them, and get my master's. So that was kind of the next step I took. I pitched well at CSUN as a reliever out of the pen. Was an all-conference player there. Didn't go drafted in 2018, which I kind of expected, being a righty. Even though I had good numbers, I was, not throwing hard. I was throwing 86, 89, and that wasn't really going to get me anywhere, just to be realistic. Fast forward later in 2018, I realized that if I wanted to keep playing, I either had to throw harder or, just hang them up. That really wasn't an option. I felt like I still had more to give to the game. And so pretty much just for the second half of 2018, spent most of it going to the gym, eating a bunch of food. I ended up putting on 15, 20 pounds of muscle. I started a throwing program at a local gym. That's what I
forgot to do. I was eating the food, but I forgot to go to the gym. That's what I forgot.
So I started a throwing program with weighted balls, and my first pen that I threw at the new facility I was training at, I was sitting 92 to 96. I made a pretty big jump over the course of those 3 to 4 months, and my trainers at the time were like, "Hey, that's good enough to play at the next level." So it was awesome, for me to realize that I had the potential to do that. So yeah, and so I got offered a contract to go play indie ball in Texas for the Cleveland Railroaders in the American Association. I was there for a year. And then and then 2020 happened, a lot of uncertainty. Early 2020, before, there's the outbreak, I was invited by the Cincinnati Reds to go to Arizona, their spring training facility, to go throw for them. Nothing official, just say, hey, come out and throw for us. This was after a post I threw out on Twitter that was retweeted by the Pitching Ninja. So I got a lot of views. The Reds reached out and said, hey, we'd love to have you come out, just take care of your flight and come to our spot. 4 days later, or 4 days before I was supposed to go there, they had to send everybody home. So that never came to fruition. So 2020 was, still, not the best baseball wise for everyone. Luckily, fast forward to July, I got an opportunity to play in another independent league in New Jersey for the New Jersey Jackals. That's where I put up some pretty good numbers out of the pen for them. We ended up winning the championship for this cool bubble league that we were playing in, made up of 6 teams. And yeah, after that, went back into the off season, going into 2021. Same goal of getting signed by an affiliate team. Now let's see. It's early May, right before my birthday, and I follow Kyle Bodie, who's founder of Driveline now, pitching coordinator with the Reds, on Twitter, and I see that he says, hey guys, he tweets out to everyone, hey guys, I'm having an AMA on Reddit, most to our Reds, basically a thread for Reds fans on Reddit. And I saw this as a chance to get him in a smaller setting, to potentially be able to, say something to him to where I can get noticed. So it turns out that I hop into that room and I see that he's answering every single question that Reds fans are asking him. So I figured, why not shoot my shot? So I pretty much just wrote a message in his thread, and said, hey, my name's Hayden. I throw my fastball this hard. This is my changeup velocity, my slider velocity. I include spin rate, metrics, all that, horizontal break, vertical break, everything that teams are looking for. And that, I've been compiling this pitch data. I've been compiling this pitch data for the last few off seasons. So I had a bunch of content to show him. So I got a reply pretty quickly. He said, great, keep pitching. And he dropped his email. So that's when I kind of figured, it was kind of, the real deal. So that night I got home and I learned some iMovie, and I put together a 2-minute clip of me pitching along with some other data and stuff. I shot him an email. 3 weeks go by, no response. I'm now back in New Jersey getting ready to pitch for the Jackals again because I didn't have anywhere else to go. So I was scheduled to start opening day for them. But that never happened because Kyle got back to me 3 weeks later. We exchanged emails for about a day or two. And he pretty much just asked me if I would be ready to go into a bridge starter type role, if I was vaccinated, how my arm history was, if I've had any surgeries, stuff like that. After we exchanged all those, I got an email saying, hey, keep your phone by you the next day or two. And that night I got a call. I was in a Wendy's drive-thru with 2 of my teammates, saying that for my coach, my head coach of the Jackals, saying that my contract had been purchased by the Cincinnati Reds. And that's the story. And the next day I was on a flight to Arizona to the Reds player development complex.
So what did you order while you were at Wendy's? I know something tells me it's chicken nuggets or a spicy chicken sandwich.
I got 18 Frosties after that.
I just wanted a Frosty. That's all I got.
Oh, well, man, I wouldn't have been able to eat after hearing that. It's like,
yeah, I don't even think I finished it. I was busy calling friends and family and everything. Oh, yeah. It was a cool moment for sure.
Well, go ahead, Connie.
I was going to say, you obviously went through all of it. It's not the the glamour story of, you look at somebody like Jack Leiter, who was the second pick, and, his dad pitched in the majors, and we all kind of knew where he was going. You went through all of it. So, I mean, I don't know if you can even describe it.
Like, that's the ultimate grind.
No, yeah. Like, that was the ultimate grind. I don't even know if you can describe it, but what was that feeling like of getting that call? You got purchased by the Reds, you're on their developmental team. Like, what was that like?
It was a great feeling. It just was, the culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of, invisible mornings in the gym, playing catch, stuff like that. A lot of work went into it. So it felt good to, finally get some recognition for that and kind of take the next step in my career.
Well, congratulations. I don't know if we said that.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
With social media nowadays, I just think it's so cool to hear the stories, like you said, of you posting that on Twitter, having it retweeted by the Pitching Ninja, got some movement there. You find Kyle on Reddit. It just shows that with social media, if you play it right and put yourself in the right position to succeed, like you never know when your shot is just right around the corner. It's, I think Hayden's a testament of just never give up, and at some point, it's going to work out for you,
Oh, one more thing real quick too. Was Perry ever in the gym with you during this time, working out as well?
Let's not lie to each other here.
I mean, but I bet you Perry was the most conditioned.
Baby. Come on.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
Those stripes are as straight as can be. There's no curve whatsoever on that.
I've always been the funny one. We'll just call it that.
Perry was always the most conditioned because he batted last in Little League, and he, had to run all the bases, right? Like, you don't have to stop at first; you have to run it all the way home. Like, oh my gosh.
I was a bat boy at 7 years old. I knew my role. I stepped right in. I was Hayden's trainer and nutritionalist throughout all of this. I won't let him discount my role. Like, it wasn't.
Gotcha.
It wasn't for my methodical.
Yeah, I definitely got to give all the credit to Perry for sure.
There we go.
Oh yeah. You can clearly tell Perry played a big role.
Yeah.
No.
So I want to ask you this. Obviously, everything that it sounds like your whole path from going from out of high school into college and the whole path that you went to where you are right now. But what do you think was actually the hardest? It sounds like every inch of it was hard, but like, what do you think was, even through like the minors right now, what is the hardest thing that got you to where you're at?
I think the hardest was, a lot of parts of professional baseball at the lower levels goes unnoticed to a lot of baseball fans, and I would say probably the hardest is grinding through indie ball. A lot of long bus rides, not the best food, not the best living, all that. I never once thought that I wanted to do something else. I knew I was where I needed to be in order to reach my goals. And for me, some guys it just takes longer than others. But the grind was something that, while it was hard, yes, I truly enjoyed it and still do. Obviously, still have a lot of work to do. So, that's probably what I'd go with.
Now, you kind of answered the question, but was there ever a point where you're like, all right, maybe it's a hang up the cleats moment? Like, did you have that, or were you always just that determined that this is going to work and I'm going to make it work?
Yeah, I really didn't. There were times where, you always second guess yourself, but I never really had a serious internal conversation about that. I kind of knew that, while I was, young, I'm still young, and, I have, this ability to throw baseballs really well. So, I thought, I'd regret it if I decided to hang them up and go, start a new career. So that was kind of my mentality, that I had time. I'm not gonna waste my talent, and I'm gonna work as hard as I can to reach what I know I can do, and that's play at the next level.
So I hear that you on Reddit. I've struggled so hard saying it. Listen, all day I've been trying to say Reddit instead of Reddit. Wait, did I?
You said it both. You said it correctly both times. Michael, just go on.
Anyways, I tell you, I'm at this age where like anything comes out of my mouth, I don't mean it. But so hearing all the stuff that you put in, the whole data and all that you had lined up on there, I'm just thinking, are you into the whole just a whole more advanced analytics? There we go. That is now in baseball, or do you still just like to? Hey, this is what I did. I've got people tracking it for me.
No, I'm definitely very much into it. I'm always trying to learn when I can. There's so much to learn. It's almost never ending. Stuff that new metrics, new statistics, new technology coming into the game, and I do think it's great for the game that we have, as players, we have all this information at our disposal. So my kind of what I'm thinking is why not take advantage of it. And that's what has been great about being with the Reds, is that they're definitely a data-driven organization, and they, there's a lot of people in the organization that work really hard to help the players and provide them with that data to take their game to the next level.
I think it's also beneficial there for how you reached out to Kyle, being analytics driven, having all those numbers there. If it's someone that's just, I need to feel how he pitches in person before seeing any numbers kind of thing. If you're more of an old school franchise, maybe you're more tunnel vision to ignore some of the clearly amazing metrics that are right in front of you. But I feel like the analytics in baseball is here to stay. You either embrace it or you get left behind from a management standpoint, ownership standpoint, players standpoint. So I love that Hayden's using it as much as he is, because I think like it's the now,
Now, right now, you're not with the Reds, correct? You're rehabbing right now. We've had an injury. Can you tell us what's going on there?
Yeah. So I'm on the IL right now. Currently on the Daytona Tortugas low A roster, but I am rehabbing a mild injury on my arm right now. Everything's going well. I've started throwing a ball again, just progressing that way. Everything feels good. So hopefully to be back with them soon and back to 100%.
Awesome. Okay. Now, as everyone makes fun of me in the Under Wraps Sports Network, you can tell I sound like a hick. I live in Kentucky, and Cincinnati does have a team in Louisville, which is about a 5-hour drive. So when we make it to the AAA team, I'm coming to see you, just so you know, okay?
All right.
So,
I'll make sure to get you tickets too. Absolutely.
That sounds great too. I mean, I was going to buy a ticket, but that works as well.
So Michael, that's a 5-hour drive for Michael. I'm in New York, so that's a lot longer. I'll just take a jersey. Simple. Something light.
I got room up here for something. I mean, I see you already have a jersey behind you, so you can just send one to me here.
Listen. We're gonna snooze our way right into it. I'm not gonna. You got to make those connections early.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
That's what it's all about.
But I know we're kind of joking around about the awe and all this stuff, and how one day that you're going to be a Red, and I'm so thankful for that. Even telling my wife as I came in here, so I'm getting kind of nervous because this dude has made it. Like wow, and it's my team too. But already at your moment, even like you said, in Daytona, what's your big awe factor or your big awe moment that you've had? Like, I can't believe I just shook this dude's hand, or Joey Votto just left a sock right there. I seen it. What's this big thing that you've seen so far?
I wish I could give you like a moment. I guess if I had to give you one, it was coming in on my first day to the player development complex, their spring training facility in Arizona, and just kind of, getting my gear and seeing my name played above my locker with a jersey with my name on the back. That was definitely probably a moment that comes to mind. Yeah, for sure. But once I got to Daytona, it was just like, it's the same game in between the lines, same competition level as I've been playing, essentially in indie ball. So my mentality there is just kind of focused on playing the game and working my way up.
Does it hurt a little bit? Well, I won't say hurt. Let me change that word. Does it play in your head a little bit that it's a business now. It's not, hey, I'm just trying to win this game. Like, I have to do this, or it's the next man up from me. Like, is that in any kind of conversation with you guys? Like, oh, I'm struggling right now. I got to get out of this slump, or something's going to go on. Or are you just going out there on the mound and saying, hey, I know what I got to do and do it? Because even your first start, I think that you had you had an excellent game then too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And yeah, I mean, I definitely, crosses, I think, a lot of guys' minds, but, I think, like I said, the Reds, give us a lot of info and very much help us understand, what we need to do to progress. And so that's clear to us, especially as a pitcher. And so, I kind of just like to go out there every outing and get outs, get strikeouts, and throw hard, and that's kind of to keep it simple. That's what it's about.
I just looked you up on the go to hold Google machine. Listen, is it a cool thing that you can find yourself on Google? Because I'm waiting for the day that I can look my name up and I'm the one that pops up instead of 16 other people.
I'll say, look up Perry Austin. I'll be the whole first page. Just saying.
I guess it helps to not have a super common name. I will say that. But yeah, no, I mean, it's cool.
I have a
question. We got to get it together. I want to be able to look myself up and see my face.
What's your go-to pitch, Hayden? Like, obviously, fastball is what should feel comfortable for everybody. But if you're in a position where you feel like you got to go to something you feel most comfortable with, and it doesn't have to be in any situation, but in general, what are you generally most comfortable with throwing?
I mean, for me, it's like I love throwing my fastball, but if I'm looking to get a punch out, I'm probably going to go with a slider. It's been a great pitch for me throughout my career. Something that Kyle and the Reds organization really liked. So I've even had success with it now in Daytona. So that's something that that's probably my go-to pitch, I'd say.
Now, Hayden, who were you a fan of growing up as a kid?
Growing up, I was a Dodger fan.
Excuse me, sorry.
I mean, my favorite player growing up was probably Sean Green and Eric Gagne.
Oh, yeah.
Those were a couple guys that I remember, going to Dodger games. That's who I wanted to go there and see. Yeah, probably those two.
Okay. I had a follow-up question. I totally forgot it. I'm not even going to lie to you. I absolutely forgot. So, Michael, take it away from me.
Well, I was just reading some of the comments that you haven't pulled up here, but it's kind of off subject there. Okay, Hayden, this is something I want to know. Let's fast forward life right now. We just hopped in a time machine. We just 10, 15 years from now, but every celebrity has stayed the same age, so just bear with me. Your road to the big leagues.
Road to the show, baby.
Ooh, road to – well, that's probably a thing on the show, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I said it.
Okay, I've got kids. That's petty stuff. I can't afford those. I got to pay for diapers. But anyways, back to my point. So you're in a time machine. You get out 10 years from now or 15 years from now. They want to make a movie of your road to glory. Who do you want to play Hayden?
Matthew McConaughey is the only answer.
Oh, no. All right. Who would you want?
I'll take Owen Wilson as a close second.
Oh, boy.
It's funny. Perry knows me a little too well. Those are two good options for sure.
Okay.
Man. I guess if all celebrities are staying the same age, I guess I like Owen Wilson. We could go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one quick follow-up. Who's playing Perry?
Oh.
Who's playing Perry?
I don't think anybody can play Perry.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah
Hill.
There we go.
He did me like that. Oh, my God.
Skinny Jonah Hill.
I think the only answer is Pete Davidson because they're the same person.
All right, we're going to bring in this question right here real quick. We got from Matt the Cheese. At what point did you know that that you had baseball talent to actually make it in the bigs?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was definitely the day that I finished up that bullpen back in 2018 where, I put a lot of work in gaining some muscle and the first time thrown off a mound. After that, I was, throwing my heater 92, top in 96. And I had a good slider to go with it already. So that's kind of the moment I realized that, I could, I had a shot at, pitching at the highest level.
Now I remembered the follow-up question. I got it back now. You said you were a Dodgers fan. Now you're in the listen, Michael. You couldn't pronounce Reddit the first 20 minutes of the show. I don't want to hear it, okay?
Reddit. Was there not a movie with Vin Diesel called Reddit?
I couldn't tell
maybe it was the Chronicles of Riddick.
Riddick. See,
Riddick you're wrong. Wrong again. But whatever. It just proves my point. Thank you, Hayden. I like you even more than I already did.
I still have the best beard on show. Just throwing it.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. But do you have to turn the fandom off now that you're a member of the Reds, or since you're not on the official Major League Red team, can you still sneak a Dodger? Yes. Can you sneak a Dodger yes in there every once in a while, or is it Reds only?
I wouldn't say it's Reds only. I'm a at the core I'm a fan of the game, so whenever I have time, I'm always turning on whatever game, no matter who's playing, is on, just to watch and learn more than anything from guys who are throwing it in the MLB. So it's the fandom, I guess, of the game never really goes away.
Is there you said it? Is there a pitcher that you look at today that you're like, what, that would be nice to be like him?
Max Scherzer comes to mind. He's a guy that I've always enjoyed watching pitch. I remember in college, before I was playing, I would tune into Nationals broadcasts on the day that he was pitching and watch his games, just because he's an absolute stud, and I've always enjoyed watching him compete on the mound.
I get to watch him in LA now.
That too, yeah. Breaking news, yeah.
All right, now we're going to hop back in this time machine, and we're going to go back about 4 days ago, we'll say, just for the fun of it. You are playing for the Reds right now. You just happen to be at the Chicago game. The day before, Baez did his backwards row of the boat. He's in the batter's box. Where's your first pitch coming at?
My first pitch to him?
Uh-huh.
I'm probably gonna go slider away. He probably thinks the heater's coming inside, so I'm gonna go slider away. And everybody knows Javi Baez. He struggles with sliders down, so I'll probably feed him some of those and punch him out.
You see that scouting right there?
That was nice.
No revenge needed. I'm coming back out the next time and I'm striking his ass out. That's all I need.
I mean, pretty much. And I like that. I mean, I was hoping you'd say, maybe a slider where it's coming at him and he's thinking it's going to hit him and it still somehow comes to a strike and he falls into the dirt, but
Michael
I like your answer better.
Now Michael has to stir the pot, so I have to ask the question. Are we okay as a pitcher with the celebrations or things, or is it still a little, hey, calm down, I gave up a home run, no need to throw the bat in my face?
Okay, bat flips and everything.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with it. I think it makes the game more exciting. Very much on board, and and pitchers can show emotion too, especially after closing out a big inning. I think it goes both ways. And I know that Javi and Amir Garrett, yeah, they had some history already, so it was cool to watch that play out. But yeah, no, I'm all for it.
See, baseball, this is what we need. No more.
I'm going to ask this. Do you think Baez went a little too much, or the whole thing that he did was good?
Everything was perfect.
You know what? Honestly, the more the better. It's cool watching these guys put on a show. So,
because I'm fine with it. I am. But I do think the whole walk, the whole 90 feet. No, the whole 90 feet walk. Oh man,
if I'm out there, I probably would. I would be thinking, hey, get your ass moving. But that's just me being, competitive. I think anybody would in that situation. But as a fan as well, it's just it's fun to watch.
Well, let's be honest. Everything in MLB, as far as watch ratings, I can't even think of the numbers. The percentage is up on all ratings for the MLB this year. I think the World Series had higher ratings than the NBA did this year. So
I think the MLB All-Star Game did better than like all of the finals games besides the last one, I think.
So, I mean, we are enjoying this. We would rather have – let me ask you this, since you're a pitcher too. Do you want to – when's the last time that you have swung a bat?
I swung a bat in when did I swing? I swung one in Daytona. We had pitchers BP one day because the pitching staff threw a shutout. So it was quite recent.
Okay. Well, that was just for fun, though, right?
Oh! You're talking about in a game.
Well, no, I mean, a BP's there, but that was just like, hey,
what's your last? We'll go with this. When was your last competitive at bat?
Okay.
High school.
We won a universal.
High school.
So yeah, 7 years ago.
7 years ago. Do you think we should go to a universal DH? Well, I mean, what are your opinion on it? I guess that's a
I mean, I think the game is going in that direction. Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, if we're gonna have one in one league and one in the other, make it the same. And so I think that's kind of what MLB is gonna decide to do in the next few years here.
So would you be okay with the AL
Just like I don't want Pujols. Just like I don't want to pull holes on the mound. I'm not trying to see pitchers hit. I want to see what they specialize in. Let them do it.
But would you be okay with both pitchers in both both leagues?
Nobody
batting?
wants that. Nobody.
Or at least keep it together.
I guess with my argument, yeah, but I mean, like Terry said, I mean, one, that's definitely not going to happen, and two, I think people would enjoy more watching pitchers pitch and hitters hit, and that's just as simple as you can put it.
Right. I mean, from a fan standpoint, I would rather you dedicate 100% of your practice to pitching. I mean, pitching and fielding. Like, to me,
right.
I don't know how it would. And of course, I'm a casual fan basically because I don't know what you were doing at your practice. Like, how often do you even take a batting practice? Like work on bunting because that's what pitchers do. Unless
almost never.
yeah. So I mean, to me, it's almost more dangerous to have you in the batter's box for anything. As Connie drops his earpiece and it distracts me because I'm ADHD. Yeah.
Now, Hayden, I got a question for you. It's going to be a sensitive subject because you're a pitcher, but I just want to know.
Okay, what's up?
Substance, I guarantee it.
No, not even the substance.
Okay.
What's the longest home run you've ever given up?
What a jerk.
Oh, man.
Listen, I'm curious about these things. You don't get to talk to professionals very often.
He never tracks
the longest home run I've given up was probably in summer ball in 2018. I was playing in Duluth, Minnesota, and it was a night game. I remember this guy was he was a draft prospect. I don't remember his name, but I just grew. I remember it was 2-0, 3-1. It was a hitter's count, and I just grooved the fastball. Everyone knew he knew it was coming, and he just took a huge hack at it, and I just remember not even seeing it land. I just was like, give me the ball, next quarter. Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask this. Well, I want to ask about the substance now. I have it in my head. Are you for it, against it? Well, that makes it awful broad too. What do you think the immediate answer to fix this substance, non-substance policy, I guess, going on right now?
I think that MLB could have handled a little better as far as maybe not implementing rules in the middle of the season after guys that have been using it had to make such a sudden change. But they ended up going with that. I guess I don't think there's a place for it as far as using foreign substances. But I think they could have maybe handled it a little bit better.
Now, is it what the pitchers just say that is to get more control of the ball, or are they really doing it because it just helps with the spin rate? Because, the argument out of them is that, we don't want to hit anybody.
Right. Yeah. There's a bit of a gray area there. There's two sides of it, depending on what the pitcher's using. There's crazy sticky stuff that really it's there to increase spin rate and pitch movement. Whereas stuff like rosin and a lot of guys will use sunscreen, and that is much less sticky, and that really just gives you, some tackiness on your hand, so that if it's humid out or you're sweating, it really just gives you better grip of the ball. So I think, I don't think there's a place for using spider tack or anything crazy like that. So increasing spin rate, I don't think, should be allowed. But, I think to a degree, using stuff like sunscreen and rosin can help pitchers, maintain control in certain situations.
Now, I want to know, because everybody knows a pitcher has some crazy ritual that you guys do. I want to think, what is your superstition that you do?
I guess I do have one. I will, when I go out from the dugout, say I'm pitching multiple innings, when I walk from the dugout out to the mound, I'll walk 7 steps and then get a jog going to the mound. I don't know why I do 7. It's kind of a good number from the dugout to the line and then to the mound. But I don't know. It's something that I've always done.
Do you count your steps on your jog?
No, not on my jog.
Okay.
I just count the steps and then I go to the mound. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This has been a great time with you, Hayden. You're more than welcome to stay with us. I know we've talked already, and Perry's going to have to run here probably in a little bit. Perry, you need to head on out.
I do need to run. I'm at a networking event, but I am just blessed to have been able to be on with Hayden and you boys and be able to talk a little about his journey, a little about the Dodgers in the beginning when I jumped on. So, yeah, seriously, Hayden, I love you to death. Boys, you guys are killing it. You guys, Hayden, stay on if you want, leave if you want, but, thank you guys for having me on and letting me join. I really appreciate it.
Listen, I can't say no to the boss. I get fired anyway.
Go follow Unwrap Sports everywhere you can find it, and everybody that contributes to the network is making shows like this happen. So everybody go show some love, but I will catch everybody later.
All right,
Thank
see
you, Barry.
All right, see you, Barry.
Now, hey,
you want to, like you said, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, I got some time. I don't have any problem. We can hang out, stay on for a little bit.
Awesome. Sounds great.
What a guy.
You at first was like, man, I don't want to hang out with these guys, and you've seen how awesome we are. I was like, okay, let's just do this. Why not?
Well, I'm really saving the show, Michael. He's not sure about you yet. He private messaged me,
Oh, okay. It was
now, Hayden. Very important question because I am a Yankee fan, as you can tell.
Yeah. I can see that.
Iconic when Mariano, when Mo enters, the arena, enter Sandman. Do you have your song?
I've used a few different walkout songs over the years. Most recently, if I had to give you guys one, it's "Can't Stop" Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Are we a big Red Hot Chili Pepper fan or just like the song?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Big
that was
fan.
Actually them and Green Day were my favorite bands growing up, so I like that. He's 20. You're 26, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 10 years younger than me, okay? He's just got good taste in music.
Michael, I just think you're old.
Who was it that we talked about last week that you never even heard of in music?
I don't know. It was something to do with Darius Rucker.
Oh, Hootie and the Blowfish. Hayden, please tell me you at least know who Hootie and the Blowfish are.
I've heard of Hootie and the Blowfish.
See, thank you, Hayden.
Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me.
Every time you speak, it just gets better and better. I love it.
Well, okay, Hayden, okay. This is my brother. Thank you, Mark.
I've taught people older than him.
Obviously, he's a teacher, as you can tell. He is a big Reds fan as well. We live from Cincinnati. We're actually Kentucky, the most southeast state or county in the state. And before we both had kids in our lives, we would actually go to a Reds game at least, I'd say 3, 4, 5 a year. And we'd go up probably 3 hours ahead of time, try to get in the garage as they come in, get the autographs, and they go to the batting practice. And then he would always kill me because the game is 3 hours, and then we was already there 2 hours before. And he's like, you know what? I've got a couple more baseballs that they haven't autographed, so let's go back to the garage as they're leaving. We won. They'll probably sign now. I'm like, come on, Mark. We've already been here for 5 hours, and we drove 5 hours. We're going to have to drive 5 more hours. But we always go. He is a diehard Reds fan, as I am. As you can see, have this stuff I stole from him, but we won't go into that. What are you excited about being a Red? I mean, we haven't even asked that. I mean, obviously you're, of course, excited to be a part of an MLB team, but what is going to be the most exciting about stepping into Great American Ballpark one day and throwing out that pitch? What are your feelings on that? Like, what is your mindset? How soon can we expect you up there? Like, what's our 5-year plan on that there?
Obviously that's the goal for me, is to, put myself in the best situation for that to happen. That is the goal. And when it does, it'll be a great moment, I know, for me, and definitely, my friends and family who have kind of watched me and supported me along this journey. I do think about it, but I do like to focus on the present and kind of just working towards that ultimate goal.
As I'm going to bring this one in because I think I might have been on that trip. Yes, he is the teacher that takes a full group of junior highs into a garage. Like, that sentence just doesn't sound good by itself. We got all kinds of autographs. That's the day I think I actually asked Dusty Baker for his toothpick instead of an autograph, and he gave me one. It was kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have any balls for him to sign. So I was like, you know what, Dusty, you always have a toothpick. Can I just have a toothpick? He's like, what, really? And so he handed me one from out of there.
Was it in his mouth?
He actually at first, like, no lie, he went this, and then he grabbed another one. I was like, thank goodness, because that would have just been gross. So it was unopened.
I think you would have slept with it under your pillow.
I have to be honest. I didn't really think Dusty Baker was an excellent manager for the Reds, but now that I look back, everything that he's ever done has been good. Like, I mean, even what he's doing with Houston now, coming back from
Houston.
Oh, that's because you're a Yankees fan. But the Astros, from where they were to now, I mean, he even got the Reds into the playoffs when we hadn't been in the playoffs in 10 to 15 years probably. So he was a good manager. I was just young and didn't think he was good. Hayden, you want to talk about how the trades are going? You got any ideas or I don't know, any thoughts of what may happen with some of the players? You want to get into that or just keep talking about
I got to say, I haven't been paying super close attention. I do know that it is great to see Scherzer and Turner coming to LA. I did happen to notice that today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good for the Dodgers for sure. They'll be put in a big position to make a run.
Yes, Connie, that fandom is still a part of his life. You can tell there
Listen,
because the smirk was going.
Listen, I can't blame anybody. I wouldn't be able to turn the fandom off.
I mean, it would definitely be hard. Like, I don't care what any person says. Your favorite team is still your favorite team, because even when I go to the Great American Ballpark now, stepping in, I get taken back to my childhood where baseball was so much of a love, the smell of the cut grass. It's just wonderful. So, I mean, it's always a kid game that we get to play as adults. Well, I don't get to watch and pay you to play. So it's a great win for you, I guess.
Now, listen, if you ever play the Yankee affiliate team, I'll need to know, because listen, I'm a nice half-hour drive from Dutchess Stadium where the Renegades play. So if you ever play the single A team for the Yankees, just tell Perry to give me a text. I'll be there.
All right. I'll be sure to let Perry know so you can come out for sure.
Even though they're the Yankee affiliate team, I'll root for you that inning.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Listen, I'll hope for a nice immaculate inning, and then after that, things happen. Things got to happen. Have you ever thrown an immaculate inning or anything cool of those natures?
Not an immaculate inning, no, but I hope that'd be cool to do one day.
I'm going to bring in this comment just because it's Josh.
Josh, you're an absolute idiot. Okay,
here's a quick background. Josh is the co-host with Anthony over here on a all football show. Well, no, it's not all football. It's just all sports. I'm sorry. And Josh joined our show probably when we first started this, about 5th episode in, and we had a baseball 101. And his very first question, and we did not make fun of him, was, what is a backstop? So when he said he's a big baseball guy here, it's quite comical. So, what's your favorite base?
The pitcher's mound. Don't count though.
That's not a base, man.
The pitcher's mound. Is home plate considered a base?
Of course,
I will take it. That's where it counts. Although, is it not weird turning from second base? Like first base, it's easy to turn first to second, but going from second to third, it's weird. Or is it just myself?
I think it's just you.
I don't know about that. I never really had an issue with it.
I mean, even Tatis, he really struggles once he gets to third. Like he almost lags a little bit. So it's not just me, guys. It's you all.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just you. Hayden, now there has been talks, and I don't know if it is in low A because I know that they're doing a whole bunch of stuff in the MLB world. You have any thoughts on the electronic umpires?
Yeah, a little bit. So the league that we're in out down in Daytona is the one league in minor league baseball that is using the robot umpires in their games. So I've pitched with robot umpire in 2 of my outings, and it was interesting. The umpires have an earpiece in, and there's lasers that are coming from all parts of the ballpark, and pretty much it creates a strike zone. And so when the ball crosses that plane at the front of the plate, the umpires get ball or strike call in their ear, and then they'll just call it. There's a bit of a delay, not super noticeable, but I guess what people would want to know is, at least that from a pitcher's perspective, as of right now, the strike zone, it's very forgiving up and down to a pitcher, and not so much inside and out.
I was going to say, does it change? That's you answered it almost, but does it change your approach? Because, there's obviously the human error when it comes to the strike zone because, everybody's going to mess up every once in a while, but that's what they're trying to take out with, the electronic strike zone. So does it change how you pitch?
Yeah, it does actually, just because there are some times where you want to steal a strike on the outside part of the plate, and I threw some where I had to take a second look and realize the umpire didn't call a strike because I've been getting that pitch on the outside corner my whole life, and now I'm not getting it. So I made some minor changes to my pitches, throwing the fastball up in the zone more, making the slider more vertical as far as more north-south as opposed to east and west. Like I said, minor changes. But when I'm out there throwing with the robot umpire, it's best to just not think anything's different and go about my game like I always have.
And see, I'm so glad that we actually got to talk to you about that, because when the league first started in the summertime, I guess it is springtime. Me and Connie was talking about how are they going to do this? How will it be implemented? And I told him, I said, like in my head, I think there's got to be a robot umpire back there that's like strike, like you've got to have that aspect. So there's a human back there. Okay, that makes it feel a little bit better because I guess I play at home. Someone's got to be there to call. But I'm hearing the talk of the lasers. Like, wouldn't the batter be in the way of that laser some? Like, where are they placed
I
exactly?
guess it's not really. It's cameras that use laser technology to, create the strike zone.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry, Connie, I had to bring this on.
The technology, past what I've already said. That's really all I know about it.
Okay. Because again, I'm very I try to visualize everything, and I'm thinking if there's a 5 foot or a 5'5" guy batting, how is it going to change when there's a Aaron Judge up there? That's crazy how that's going to work, and I feel like there would be a lot of technical errors that could happen in there, especially Houston. They know how to manipulate things.
And I think they are experiencing errors still. That's why it's only being implemented in one league, but you got to start somewhere as far as trial and error and grooving out some of the kinks in the technology. But I know they're making changes to it, kind of sporadically throughout the season. They've added an inch horizontally, taken away vertically. So they're adapting to kind of once they get more data as far as where pitches end up, what are balls, what are strikes, like that. It's definitely a work in progress for sure.
Okay. Have they moved the mound back in your league?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
MLB has some crazy things going on.
Yeah, man. We've already been on here for an hour. Hayden, I thank you so much for taking time. I know we don't want to keep you on here. I'm sure you're busy and even just rehabbing. You need a rest as well. I'm so happy that you came on here. Obviously, as a Reds fan, I'm just so excited, and I'm trying my best not to geek out that I just talked to someone that plays for the Reds. So try to keep it calm down, being cool here. But I do want to message you again on Instagram after a show in a couple of days to get your address, because we got a Backstop Banter gear that you can buy, and I like to send you a shirt if you wouldn't care. As a thank you for being on here so much. Do you want to give any kind of shout outs where people can follow you on? Because obviously you like social media, because that's kind of what got you discovered.
I'm at Hayden Trill on Twitter. And my Instagram is at Hayden WS. That's all I got.
Well, Hayden, thank you for coming on. Like Michael said, it was an absolute pleasure. And of course, you are welcome back on anytime.
Anytime.
Of course,
Appreciate
keeping
that,
the
guys.
update with you and your career, and hoping that all goes the best.
Hey, you already got a big fan right here in Kentucky. I'm going to tell you. You get the Louisville, I'm coming to watch you.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you again so much, man.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. Well, that was fantastic.
I can mark this off of some kind of bucket list for myself. I just talked to somebody who is in the Reds organization. We had Jesus on, and that was awesome. He played for the Reds. But it's kind of different that this guy is actively on a Reds team organization in their farm. That's awesome.
Listen, Josh, it's fine. You can think that, because in reality, it's Connie is greater than Mike and Josh put together. So it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Man, I love you.
Well, Michael, that was a great interview. But you know what else we're here for?
I mean, I'm here for nothing else, but I'll let you talk, and I'll be here to be present.
That's fine, because I carry the show on my back anyway. You know what I mean?
Of course.
We're here for the trade deadline. And you know what? We're going to recap everything and all the craziness that has gone on, because let me tell you, there has been a lot. There has been a lot of trades going on. There's still trades going on.
As we speak.
Yeah, just came down. The Red Sox are acquiring Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals. He is on a 10-day IL right now with a little hamstring injury, but when he comes back, he will be a Red Sox. That is a big addition for them, and a big left-handed power bat for them as well. The Yankees loved him. I know that they had tried to get him several times, so the Yankees kind of stole Rizzo away from them. They kind of steal Schwarber. I don't know where Schwarber was going to play if he went for the Yankees, because Gallo's in left now and Rizzo's going to play first, and those are the two spots that Schwarber plays. But, hey, you know what? Whatever helps him sleep at night. Best show on earth right here. You know what, Josh? We try.
I already brought that comment up.
Oh,
it was
you did?
5 minutes ago. But
listen, I was reading. Okay, so
man, my back is getting heavy.
Yeah, okay. But Michael, let's do these trades, because some kind of go underneath the radar, and obviously some of them are at the top of the heap. But I want to go to one that I felt like was a little bit under the radar, and that is Eduardo Escobar goes from the Diamondbacks to the Brewers in exchange for Cooper Hummel and Alberto Kiprian. Now, listen.
I'm so glad that you're saying the names.
Now, hey, I don't know if I actually said them correctly, so it's not like
I can't correct you.
Exactly. So you know what? I said them right, but Escobar is a solid player. He's a switch hitter,
all-star.
Yeah, made the all-star team, and it's a bat that the Brewers can now either lineup's going to obviously give them. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Power?
No, not. He's a switch hitter, so it.
Oh, okay.
Evens out the lineup, I guess, in a way.
Gives them options from either side of the plate. There you go. I mean,
so you don't have to be stacked with righties. You don't have to be stacked with lefties. And honestly, I don't know how the Brewer lineup looks all the time. So I don't know, how important that was to them. But now they have a switch hitter that they can insert in the lineup. You need me to come pronounce these names for you, Mikey? Listen,
See,
Mark.
I told you, it's not just this show.
Mark,
you can ask him. I make up words.
He needs prayers. He needs prayers. Keep him in your thoughts when it comes to words.
Listen, my brother knows that my dad used to call Jimenez a shortstop for the Reds. He would say Jimenez. So that's where I get it from, okay?
Yeah, but see, I feel like that one's all right. I feel like a lot of people do that. Not all right, but, it's, I don't know. About to do something big Mike doesn't approve of and head to bed. Love you guys. Hey.
Okay.
You know what, Josh?
Thank you for joining the show, Josh.
Yeah.
It's been a treat.
I appreciate it. You got any thoughts on that trade, though?
Sadly, as a Reds fan, I think it's a great trade for the Brewers. They are a good team. They're a solid team, but adding him again, switch hitter, I think he's got like 22, 23 home runs, so he's leading or was leading the Diamondbacks. So that's going to add some power, help out Yelich. Sorry, I was making sure I pronounced that name right. I said that correct, didn't I? So yes, I think it's a good move for the Brewers. I think it does actually spread them out a little bit farther in the NL Central, and it breaks my heart. But the Reds have made some moves as well. We haven't gotten into that. I don't know if we will.
That's actually the next one, Michael.
Okay. So
the Yankees traded Luis Sessa and Justin Wilson to your Cincinnati Reds for a player to be named later to my New York Yankees.
Yes. Can you talk about them? Because I don't really know them. One of them pitched today and did a complete inning, no errors, no hits, no nothing. But it was great to see that from a reliever as a Reds fan.
Sessa's probably going to be the better one of the two. And it's funny that I say that because Wilson was actually the one that did pitch today, and he's the other guy in the trade. Okay. But Sessa has been pretty solid this year. I don't think either one of them are really high leverage guys. They're not, the kind of escape artists that you would think of when you put a reliever in that situation. That's not, your Chapman. It's not your, Kimbrel or things like that. But, they're middle of the pack relievers that, Michael, as you know, the Reds needed. So Sessa's going to be pretty good. Wilson had a good 2019. Mm-hmm. And then just the past couple seasons has struggled and hasn't been very good. So maybe he goes to Cincinnati and they fix that. But it was a smart trade on the Yankee side as well because this freed up money for them so they could go out and make more trades, which obviously we will get into later. What was that?
And spots for you.
Yeah. So they made roster spots. They got rid of some money. So it's probably a nice trade for honestly both teams. I mean, It's funny. This just proves how annoying Yankee fans are. But everybody was mad that they gave up Sessa when literally nobody cared about him like the entire year. And then I think he pitched like 2 innings one game and did good. And then everybody was like, wait, why would we trade Sessa? He's been so good. And it was like, you literally didn't care about him 25 minutes ago. But whatever. Any other thoughts on that one, Michael?
Here's the thing. The Reds are great this year. They're good. Our offense is great all of a sudden. Then we'll take a deficit to where we go a week. We're streaky, just both ways. See here. I'm sorry. I've got a message coming in from somebody that's actually chatting with us. I'm trying to get him to come on to the show as well, or message on the comments here. But what I like about it is the Reds we're at that middle level where we don't know if we can be sellers or buyers. Nick Castellanos, perfect pronunciation, is hurt right now. I don't know how long. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think he broke his wrist or something like that in a hit pitch. So I really thought we may end up being small market sellers here and keeping some of our core for next year. We've got some great guys coming up from the free agency. Well, from the farmhouse coming up.
Farmhouse, Interesting.
See, from our farm system. God,
Michael, your cow is in the farmhouse. Actually, I know. I see how you got it mixed up.
I mean, Cece's been doing really good. She's starting to take retreats from us. But anyways, back to what I'm talking about. I think this is a band-aid for our situation that can actually help us go on because even Garrett, he's blown probably at least 6 saves or opportunities at our mid-relief there. These are some guys that can come in and possibly have a better career at Cincinnati, I think. So all they got to do is have a good 3 months for us, and it could be gold for us because our offense is great, especially when Castellanos comes back. I like it. I think it's going to be good for us.
Yeah. We will move on to the next one as Starling Marte is headed to the Oakland A's in exchange for Jesus Luzardo, who is going to the Miami Marlins. This one was kind of I don't know if it was a shock because we knew Marte was going to get traded. A lot of people weren't sure, what team he was going to go to. I'm kind of surprised that it is the A's because I can't remember who it is, but their center fielder has been playing pretty solid this year, and I know that's the position that Marte is playing, so I don't know what they do in that situation, but a lot of people are surprised with who the Marlins got back with Luzardo because he's been very good this year, and, people were kind of surprised that he was the one that got traded. Usually it's not. It's weird because it's usually not. I feel, and I mean, I am wrong on this because I've seen trades like this one. But don't you usually feel like it's a major league player for minor league players? Like I feel like it's a little weird for a major league player swap, and it was only one person on each side. And I feel like usually you get one team gets one more person than the other one, but this was just straight up.
Yeah, it's usually like a 2-for-1 or a MLB player for prospects that we can rebuild with. But like this move here, I do feel like Martell helps the A's out in this situation, but losing Jesus makes no sense to me because Luzardo was one of their aces a couple years ago at like a 25, 26-year-old, and I think it's 2 years since then, and he's still developing to be a better pitcher. So I don't know if this was because 2020 Luzardo kind of went back a year. I'll say he wasn't as good. He digressed. Yeah, I'm not even going to go just a tad bit. So I don't know if this is hey, let's just switch these guys out. This is what we need. You all can obviously use a pitcher that can help build this team around, and maybe he just needs a change of scenery. And this might be one of those, hey, we love you as a guy. We're going to send you here and see if getting just a new atmosphere around you helps. But yeah, I don't know. Cardinals fan here, and this is one of my buddies. Actually, it's my brother's buddy. The Reds can take the division if they stay strong. Brewers are a solid right now, but they can be taken down if the Reds keep it up. I totally agree. Connie calls me a homer all the time, Jared, just because.
Whoa. You call me a homer all the time if I ever even mention the word Yankee.
Actually, I called you a fair weather fan.
Which is also false.
But honestly, the Central can be very interesting. I think it's one of the entertaining ones right now. I will say the NL West is probably the most entertaining and most probably viewed upon to see what's going on there. But, definitely, Jared, I think the Reds have a year where we could make some noise. But it's so crazy because we're like 5-6 games out right now. And when we had the chance to make noise, to make a big push, we blew it after the All-Star break when we had like a 3-game series with Brewers. I think they won – I think it was 4 games. We won 1. They won 3 or something like that. What's the next trade?
The next one we have is – oh, look at that. My Yankees, the Joey Gallo trade. Obviously, Joey Gallo comes to the Yankees, and the Rangers acquire Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, and Trevor I think it's Haver.
Oh.
It's Haver.
Oh, yeah, that's totally it. But I think it's funny because in my notes that I made for us, I actually put in here, can Gallo save New York's playoff hopes? Before we could even come on to the show, the Yankees have made so many more moves where I want to hear straight from your mouth. What do you think of this team now?
Yeah, so I'll kind of bunch the Yankee into one thing instead of doing both trades as Jared's back with I can't agree more. The Central is the most explosive division in baseball. We have been in contention for a title for so many years. Love you, Michael, and keep up the good work.
Jared, you, me, and Mark, we need to go back to the lake soon and go.
What about me? I'm not doing good work, Jared.
Look at you. I mean, connect here, then you can talk, okay? But we need to go back and have our minor league. I'm just going to leave it there. I can't go into the description. PETA might be upset. Carry on about the Yankees.
No, when you say it like that, it makes it even worse. But yeah, I'll kind of lump together the Yankees trades into one. So they get Gallo, and then earlier today they traded for Rizzo as well, which came out of nowhere.
Wait, let me stop you first. Let me back you up a little bit. First, they trade the 2 pitchers to us.
Yes. All right. So actually, I'll do the whole thing. Ready for this?
Just so we kind of need like a PowerPoint. They've been so active. Like that's crazy for the Yankees.
So actually, if I can find this first trade that they made, because they technically made one before that one, but I can't. Oh, there we go. So the Yankees acquired Clay Holmes, a relief pitcher from the Pirates, for Diego Castillo and Hoy Park. They're both prospects as well. I did almost say Roy. So they get Clay Holmes. He's a relief pitcher. He still hasn't pitched for us yet. That was on July 26th. And then they trade the two pitchers, Luis Cessa and Justin Wilson, to the Reds for a player to be named later, and I believe cash considerations. Mm-hmm. Then they acquired Joey Gallo for Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, Trevor Haver. And then today, like I said, they acquire Anthony Rizzo for Kevin Alcantara and Alexander Vizcaino.
Yeah.
So there is they've been very busy, and it changes the team. And I went back and forth with people in the chat, Michael. Obviously, you saw like, oh, all this for the Yankees to lose in the wild card, or they're the same. The Yankees just got more of the same players, and the only thing I say to that is, well, you're wrong in both of them, but that's a different story. Yeah, okay. But when it comes to doing this just to lose in whatever series, blah blah blah, what do you want? Like, what is expected to happen? Like, do you want your team to give up? Because technically, Michael, how many teams made a trade? I mean, a lot of them. So what? All of those teams, if they don't win the World Series, now it's a wasted trade. Like, you can't look at it in that situation. It's just a bad way to look at it. And then for what Gallo and Rizzo can do for the Yankees is exactly what they need. Because, Michael, let me give you the lineup, and I'll just do it for what usually it is. So we'll go DJ, righty, Judge, righty. Then usually they'll throw in somebody, maybe Odor, depending on how he's playing. But all right, fine, lefty, sure. Then we'll go Stanton, another righty. Then we'll go Sanchez, another righty. Then we'll go Glaber, another righty. Then we'll go Urshela, another righty. I mean, pitchers can easily get into a groove here.
It's the same thing.
Seven of the 9 hitters in the Yankee lineup are usually righties, because Brett Gardner's been having to play center field with all the injuries that the Yankees have had. Right. So he's usually the other lefty in the lineup besides Odor. And let me tell you, Rougned Odor came to the Yankees for free, basically, because that's how bad he was, and that's your best left-handed hitter. So, and just to back that up as well, ESPN put this up, and I took a screenshot of it because it's unbelievable. Yankee left-handed hitters this season. What do you think their batting average is, Michael?
Yankee left-handed. I mean, average really is so low now. It blows my mind. Like, I'm used to being in the 270s to 309 area, but now it's like everyone averages 230. So I'm going to say 231.
196.
Oh, my.
Their on-base percentage, 295.
That's pitiful.
They had a 334 slugging percentage and 22 home runs collectively as left-handed hitters.
That's awful.
So now let's do the combined stats of Gallo and Rizzo. Their batting average is 235. Not fantastic, I'll give you that. But guess what? You know what? It's not 196.
Yeah, I mean, that's 40, 50 points on up there.
Their on-base percentage, 363 instead of 295. Slugging percentage, 468 compared to 334, and 39 home runs compared to 22. And let me give you another hint here. Joey Gallo played for the Rangers. Who else are you scared of in that lineup?
Wasn't Cruz with him?
No.
Ted Cruz? No, it was Twins. I'm sorry.
So who else were you scared of in that lineup?
Right.
Not a single person scares you. So as a pitcher, you would literally be dumb to
throw
pitch to Gallo. Yeah. You're dumb to throw him anything worth hitting. And even with that, I believe he has over 20 home runs and whatever that is. So now you're sticking him between Judge and Stanton. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he's going to get better pitches to hit now. So that batting average might shoot up just a little bit. And let me tell you this as well. Joey Gallo is going to accidentally hit home runs in Yankee Stadium. He's a left-handed
ballpark.
Your stadium name is the Great American Small Park, Michael.
It totally is, and I love it. Keep going.
So I couldn't find the picture, and I wish I could, but they did an overlay of fly ball outs in Yankee Stadium that Joey Gallo's hit, and like 25 of them would have been home runs in Yankee Stadium. He's literally going to hit a fly ball and accidentally hit a home run in Yankee Stadium. And Rizzo might do the exact same thing, and that's the other thing that comes with Rizzo as well, is that he's an excellent defender. He's a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner, and the Yankees, believe it or not, have always had some pretty good first basemen. I mean, they had Mattingly, Mark Teixeira was a Gold Glover over in that position as well. They had Tino Martinez, and as much as I love Luke Voit, I'll tell you what, he's not a plus defender. And as much as I love DJ, first base is not his natural position, so he's not that good of a defender. So now you've upgraded the offense and you've upgraded the defense, because this is a thing that I always say with Judge, and whatever. Judge is a very good fielder, but people forget about it because of his power. It's the exact same thing with Gallo. Gallo's won a Gold Glove. I think Gallo has the most outfield assists in the AL this year. So he's an excellent defender as well. So now you've shored up the defense in left field. You shored up the defense at first base. And when people, start coming back, like Judge is back now, obviously, or the backup catcher Higashioka is back now. So, you're starting to get healthy. Severino through a simulated session today, so you might get some pitching back. And apparently they're supposed to be in on Jose Barrios as well. So it's interesting. And the main thing that I focus on with that trade for both of them is splitting the lineup up now. Like, you have officially made the lineup more difficult to navigate, finally. Because now you'll have, when Mayhew and Judge 1 and 2, I think that's pretty set no matter what. But then you can throw in Gallo at 3 now. And then you have Stanton at 4. And then you can go back to Rizzo at 5. Then you can have, Sanchez and Glaber. That's 2 more righties. And then if you really want to switch it up, I know that Brett Gardner's been playing a lot of center field, but when everybody got injured, they had to call up Greg Allen, who a lot of people have never heard of, including myself. But he's a switch hitter, and he's been playing unbelievable. Do I think he's going to continue to bat like in the upper 290s, low 300s that he has in, the 15 games that he's played in the season? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, he brings something to the Yankees that they don't have, which is speed. He has speed around the bases. I think he's already hit like 2 triples for the Yankees, and they were dead last in triples. He can steal bases. He's not a terrible center fielder. So if you want to keep him, you can put him in the 7 spot, have a switch hitter, and then wind it out with Urshela and whoever else is left in that lineup. So it changes the Yankees 100%. Like, you might say they're doing it just to lose, or it's the same player because Gallo strikes out a lot, blah blah. But it's much different, because even watching the games, David Cohn, who obviously was a pitcher in the MLB for a very, very long time, said, it's easy to pitch to a team like this. No matter how good the players on the team are, pitchers get into grooves. When you're throwing only to righties, you can get together that outside slider, or that fastball wherever you want to point it, because you're throwing that pitch constantly. You don't have to switch back and forth between, oh wait, I have to throw a slider now, but there's a lefty up, so now I have to throw a cutter or something like that. You change the team up, and that's what their main goal was, and that's what they did. Minor league Dave Brother Bonds in Central has been a contender. Look at the stats, never fails. Is the strongest NL league, and AL always struggles with them. I'm interested to see how Tony La Russa can handle the AL versus the NL.
Of course, the Cardinals fan is wanting to talk about Tony La Russa, but I definitely think that's something serious, which is the team that I picked from day 1 of our show this year.
Yes, you did.
So I'm still on that bandwagon. I think that they're actually getting healthy again. I think they need to make a move to upgrade. But, I do think the NL Central is something that gets overlooked because we are so competitive when you get past St. Louis this year. Like usually it's a three-way team there. So also got this comment here from Lamar, our guy who is also with Unwrapped, been on the show before. Giants better make a move. When are we going to see them make a move? What are they going to do?
Like we've heard to be in on Story.
Yeah, and I just actually looked before I brought his comment up because I figured we would be going there. Story, it's the 5th inning, and he's still in the game. So we're at 11:43.
Well, the trade deadline is tomorrow, 4 Eastern. So
4 Eastern. So, I mean, there's still, what?
14 hours?
Give or take a few. Yeah, there's like 17 hours. But anyways, so, yeah, that's where we're at. Story is still in the game. I don't understand it. The Giants have to make a move, though, don't they?
After what the Dodgers did, I would say so.
So unless they're going to just try to compete with the Padres, who are actually, I got a notification that they're in a move right now. As my brother's speaking to Mark about we need to go fishing. Mark, do I not need to go fishing too, man? Come on. Golly. If you notice, minor was spelled minor. So I don't. Do you know what a minor is?
No.
It's a minnow.
Okay. I've never been fishing in my life. Not one time.
No wonder you don't know who Hootie and the Blowfish are.
I know what a blowfish is.
Okay. Connie, how mad will you be if after all these moves the Yankees made they still miss the playoffs?
It would be annoying for sure. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'd be happy about it, but
Gallo's got another year, don't he?
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I'll admit I did not know. Like when we were doing the show with Brandon, what was that, last week, I believe? No, 2 weeks ago. And we brought up Gallo. I honestly did not know he had another year of control. I thought that this was like a rental situation. Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't really love the trade. But knowing that he has another year of control, I mean, you're still good for next year now. And, you know, Voigt's probably going to be on his way out with them getting Rizzo. I don't know where he's going to go. I know the Yankees are still looking to make moves and things like that. Maybe he's part of a Barrios package that the Yankees could trade for, which I'm very hopeful for.
I'm going to ask you this. Do you think this could happen? Sorry, my computer's shaking. I'm getting excited even thinking about this. Do you think a Voigt and Carlos Stanton deal that could send them to either team and it'd be a three-way trade where they get Story and Barrios?
No, because I don't think anybody wants Stanton's contract.
That's true.
The only way they could do that is if they ate the money on the contract, which is what they're trying to avoid.
But that's the players they got, they're not even paying for.
They're not paying for anybody. They're not paying. That's why, so they're not paying for Gallo. Mm-hmm. And actually, which I didn't know because actually, and I messed it up, it's not on the MLB trade deadline tracker that I'm looking at right here on CBS. So bad job out of CBS, not me. The Yankees also got a reliever out of the Gallo trade as well. So they got, I don't even remember his name if I'm being honest, but they got a reliever as well. So I don't know. It's I don't think anybody wants Stanton's contract, but yeah, the Yankees aren't paying Gallo this year. They're not paying Rizzo's money either. That's why Rizzo, they got the 9th and 11th prospect, I believe, in the Yankee system. And that's the thing too. I feel like a lot of people weren't sure what the Yankees were going to do because they're, they don't have like the sexy prospect, like the number one prospect in baseball type thing. Like they don't have any of those, but I was listening to ESPN today and the farm system combined, their overall record was like 200 and 100. So like you have to have good players if your farm system is playing good against all the other, high ranked farm systems. So they have depth. They just don't have the big prospect. Their big prospect is Jason Dominguez, who's 18 and probably 4 years away from the majors.
What baffles me is, I know it still has 14 to 17 hours left, but we've got teams, let's just name teams that should be making some type of move. I think the Reds should try to be in on Story. I really do. The Mets hasn't.
I don't think on Story, but on Bryant.
But just to move, right. But yeah, Bryant, Kimbrel to either one of those two teams that we just mentioned. The White Sox haven't done anything that I can think of The Giants hasn't done anything.
Hold on. I think the White Sox did get somebody.
A team that I thought was Blue Jays, but we talked about that. I don't know. Did we talk about it on the show?
They're in on Barrios as well.
Okay. Because I know
the White Sox they got Ryan Tepera from the Cubs for Bailey Horn.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Who else? Tampa Bay. What's crazy? How is Tampa Bay making moves but yet still staying relevant? Like some people they're getting rid of that, making the other team better, but yet they're still good.
Listen, I was listening to the Michael K show today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever trade with the Rays. Ever.
Because you're always going to get burnt.
You do not win when you trade with them. It just doesn't happen. I mean, look at the trade that they made. We thought they were done for trading away Blake Snell, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's awful in San Diego. He's terrible this year.
Even
and the pitcher that they got back in the Snell trade pitched 6 shutout innings against the Yankees today.
Really?
Yeah. So like, they're trading with them is just not good. It never works. Like they're, you know what? This is what I say. They're kind of like the Patriots, where when somebody is done playing with the Patriots and they sign somewhere else, everybody's like, "Oh, the Patriots are crazy for letting them go," and then they go to another team and nobody has ever heard of them ever again. That's exactly what the Rays do. I don't know how they do it, but they always get away with what seems like robbery.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say on that. Like, somehow it's almost like they have someone who can predict the future. Like, okay, this is the cap when we need to get rid of the guy. Like, he's not going to do what he did for us. Get him while no one knows this. Like, they got to have what's one of the stones from Marvel's in my head? I don't know.
Soul Stone. We got the Power Stone here. Time Stone.
Okay, I just got an ESPN update. LA makes bold move for Max. Okay.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we can get into the Dodgers as well, though, because we can kind of, group them together as well.
Mm-hmm.
They acquired Danny Duffy from the Kansas City Royals for a player to be named later. And then, obviously, they kind of blew up Twitter with this one where they got Max Scherzer and Trey Turner as well. But they traded away Keibert Ruiz, who I believe is like the 16th ranked prospect in baseball. Josiah Gray, who's another high-ranked prospect for them, Donovan Casey, and Gerardo Carrillo. I don't know.
Carrillo.
I don't know. It's Carrillo.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure. But, yeah, obviously a giant move for them, and that comes off the heels of Trevor Bauer getting his whole entire situation extended.
See, I'm sorry to interrupt you here. This is what makes me so excited. Like, this deadline, I think, has been more exciting than any deadline in baseball I've ever been a part of.
I feel like baseball always has the best trade deadline.
This is from Twitter, Jim Bowden. He's a sportscaster. He said, a West Coast GM just texted me not to go to bed. It's worth staying up for. Then you put ... Okay. Heading to Starbucks before it closes. And that was 20, 30 minutes ago. So
you have to believe that that's a story situation. Looking here, Keibert Ruiz is America's number 16th ranked prospect. So they obviously traded somebody that they're high on. And Trey Turner is, that's what I listen. I love what the Yankees did. I really do. Mm-hmm. I would have traded the entire farm system for Trey Turner.
Really?
That's it. Trey Turner is exactly what they need. Mm-hmm. Somebody who plays all over the place, fast, can hit for power. I would have traded damn near everybody besides Dominguez to get Trey Turner.
Padres are working on to acquire reliever Daniel Hudson from the Nationals right now.
Yeah. Nationals are definitely in sell mode, so.
Yeah, man.
I'm just trying to see if Boone said Cashman and Co. are set up in their war room today trying to get more deals done. I wouldn't rule anything out. There's just so much going on.
Okay. Who's left to be traded that's like big names?
We got Bryant. We got Kimbrel. We got Story, obviously.
I think he hit the wrong button. I'm trying to write these names down. I'm sure he'll be back in just a second. But what kills me as I'm sitting here waiting on him.
Nope. I literally thought I was on a different tab and hit the back button.
What an idiot.
This one. Yeah. So we got those. Barrios looks like he's going to get traded as well.
Barrios, yes.
Yeah, that might round out the big names that I'm thinking of. Yeah, because Scherzer got traded.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that kind of rounds out the big names I'm looking at least. Schwarber obviously got traded to the Red Sox. We talked about that. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I know that Schwarber's off to the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought they would make more noise than they have, the Red Sox.
Well, they were very in on Rizzo, which is why, like I said, I was surprised that the Yankees got him because, listening to like everybody, it kind of seemed like Rizzo to the Red Sox was like a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, that obviously did not happen. But
I didn't think Rizzo would be traded, just to be honest.
I thought about it, but I definitely was not positive that he actually would be.
Mm-hmm.
Just because obviously he is kind of the soul of that team.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a crazy time. I mean, I guess this is from 15 hours ago, but it says the Yankees have had interest in Trevor Story, who was owed about $6 million this season. Adding Story and staying beneath the cap threshold would require either the Rockies taking back some salary or paying part of the contract, but it is in play if both sides match up the deal. Like I said, that was 15 hours ago, but
right. Has Kyle Gibson, has he went anywhere? Have I missed that?
No, he has not. I don't believe he has gone anywhere as well. I see a lot of national fans are scared that Soto's going to get traded. I'll give you a hint. That's not happening.
Well, yeah. Didn't they say like everyone is available but Soto?
I mean, Corey Seager's expected back with the Dodgers tomorrow. He will be returning to the team, and Trey Turner will play second. And now, obviously, Luke Voigt is out of a job with Rizzo acquisition by the Yankees, who are continuing to seek trade partners for the 2020 AL Home Run Champion. And then 6 hours ago, John Heyman tweeted that current targets include Trevor Story and bullpen upgrades. So I guess the Yankees are still in on Story, which is interesting to me. The Nationals got Aldo Ramirez for Schwarber. I don't even know who that is. I'm not going to lie to anybody here. But this is just a big day. It's been crazy between the NBA draft, the trade deadline.
Westbrook.
You got Westbrook going places. You got everybody being traded in the MLB. You got NFL training camps, and it's a mess.
And
it's fantastic. It's the best time of the year.
I think it's the start of the free agent for hockey as well. Started this week. Obviously, I know you don't care much about hockey.
Go Rangers.
Well, at least you know a team.
Listen, Michael, I'm not dumb when it comes to hockey. I just don't watch it. No, okay. My dad loves hockey.
Okay.
I watched a lot of hockey the year the Rangers went to the Stanley Cup.
Okay. What year was that?
They lost. That was, I want to say 17.
Okay.
I believe they played not the Blackhawks. Oh, no. God, this is going to annoy me now. I got to look it up.
Was it Vegas?
No. Oh, my God. Who did they play? Maybe I was right with the Blackhawks. New York Rangers Stanley Cup. I feel like it was a team out west. Maybe.
Like Vegas. Do I hear crickets at your house?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, you got the window open?
No, I don't, honestly.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the thing that I also don't understand. It annoys me to no end. That I'll be on Xbox, and and my friends would be like, "Oh, I can barely even hear you, bro." Like blah blah blah, and then they'll be like, "Yo, but do you have crickets at your house?" I'm like, "How can you not hear me, who's talking into the mic?" But you can hear. That's who it was. The Kings. They lost to the Kings in the Stanley Cup final.
Okay.
And was I right on the year? Did I actually get that right? No, I did not. I was completely wrong. It was 2014.
Okay.
But hey, I was close. But Michael, I don't know. You got anything else?
Honestly, we're at 2 hours basically. We had a great show with Hayden coming on here. We had quite all kinds of comments. Loved that, the activity we had with our fans.
Hell yeah.
We're really going to be kind of just here waiting for action. I mean, we can kind of talk.
Check out the Twitter though, because we'll have it updated.
Oh yeah, and you can totally tell when it's me tweeting or him because
I do more hashtags. I feel like.
Yeah, but I actually do MLB hashtags.
So do I. I do MLB trade deadline and then whatever team it is.
No. I know. Golly, you're so hateful. Why are you?
No. It's not hate. It's just I want the proper credit here.
Oh no. You if you were to do the Reds, you would just do.
I would do Reds.
Yeah. But
they're Red Legs.
Not their official is ATOB, all that whole thing.
What does that even mean?
It actually. Our announcers back in the 70s and 80s, when the Reds would win, he'd say, "And this one belongs to the Reds." So that's the abbreviation for it. And so, it's just a tradition that we've carried on. Anytime the Reds wins, you'll see, "And this one belongs to the Reds."
Fantastic. You know what else is fantastic? This show, Mike. Well, let's wrap it up. So, you got anything before we go?
Not really. Saturday we'll be on Count the Bucket. We've taken 2 weeks off, actually. Just had busy lives come into play. Amber's been busy. Myself's been busy. Actually, last week I forgot about it, and she couldn't come on. And I said, I don't even have anything planned. But we had the finals happen now, and, of course, the NBA draft, which I know nothing about. And I have a NBA show that I host. So I'm going to have to do some digging. It's hard. Today was the draft. Well, it's tough when one draft is going on and one trade deadline is going on. So
you're not wrong.
I figured I went with this one instead because it's impacted right away for the time to pay attention to.
This is true.
So I've got a couple of days now that I can kind of switch gears and look more at the NBA, who went where, what's going on. Looking at this Westbrook trade, which I think is going to be a kind of a big flop for the Lakers, just because I think – well, we won't get into that. Westbrook may win a ring before James Harden does now, which is hilarious, I think. But we'll see how it goes. That's Saturday at 10:30. It'd have to be 10:30 this week because I've got to work till 10.
As for me, you know what it is by now. Generational Sports, Monday, 7 Eastern. We're still figuring some things out with the hard count. So I will let everybody know when that is back up and running. Obviously, got some NFL news with everything going on there. But yeah, we're doing this every Thursday, 10:30. Follow the Twitter, Backstop Banter. Make sure you go check out the pod, the Facebook.
Yo, thank you for the shout out. We're over 200 likes and followers on Facebook. Fantastic. But I'm not getting many comments and interactions with my posts. But, Connie don't even have Facebook.
You're damn right I don't.
Make him get a Facebook.
But yeah, great show. Hayden was a pleasure. The trades
was a blast.
The trades are fast and heavy. So yeah, sure. But with that being said, people, thank you for tuning in. And you know what? We'll be here to recap it once again because the trade deadline will be officially over.
Yes.
On the next episode. But until then, see you later.